Hey guys, this is Jason from the 1911s, and this is a Pi Records What's My Rig. Alright guys, let's go over some stuff. This is primarily going to be focused on what I use on a regular basis, I guess, and what I would play live. So, that being said, let's start with these 3 G&L Legacies. I'm into G&L guitars because I find them to be super solid guitars, and it's a completely underrated company in my own opinion. Any G&L that I've had have always been really, really, really solid. Good quality, used, incredibly low price, and they just sound fantastic. The pickups are hot. They're very clear. Definitely defined sound. These are Strat style, obviously. The one on the left is a 2011 maple board, 12-inch radius, Classic C neck. The next one is a 21 Seafoam green, 9.5 radius, with a rosewood board, modern classic neck, 2 Alnicos, and a humbucker. The humbucker I really don't like. I like the idea of the 2 single coils with the humbucker. I just don't like this particular humbucker, so I'm going to be switching that out pretty soon. The one on the right is my Benchmark Legacy. I've had many Legacies come and go, so this particular guitar for some reason sounds like no other. And why that is, I have no idea. I don't know if the pickups sound different or whatever the case may be. Totally different sound, and is the benchmark that I try to attain with anyone that I get. And none of them are going to be the same, but close is what I'm looking for. This one's a 12-inch radius board. It has a Classic C neck on it. This guitar is cool, even though you can't see it. Probably has the black and silver swirl finish, hand done at the factory, G&L, back at that time period. I think they also offered it in a red swirl, a green swirl, and a blue swirl. All very cool. This guitar is amazing. Yeah, these are my 3 Legacies. Alright guys, these are my 2 ASATs. One on the left is my custom shop G&L ASAT Special, which I received in March of this past year after an 8-month wait. Faro Gold, matching headstock. It has a 12-inch radius board. It has a modern classic neck, which is a AAA flame maple neck, which is absolutely gorgeous. Blocks, obviously, bound neck, and a Bigsby. The pickups are, pretty much a stock ASAT Special pickup. They're compared to like a P90. I don't see it or hear it, but, they have their own thing going on, that's for sure. One on the right is, I think this is a 2008 or a 2010 ASAT Classic with the MFD single coils in it. This has a 9.5-inch radius, and this has a modern classic neck on it too. This Telecaster, like that Legacy that I showed you, is special because I have not found another that sounds like it. It's kind of crazy, but this thing plays and sounds phenomenal. The single coils in this guitar are so hot. It's just, it kind of blows the mind. Very comfortable, both of them are. Yeah, those are my A sets. All right, now we're into my little collection of Gretches. I love these guitars. The sound is killer with the Filtertron pickups and a semi-hollow. It's anytime I pick one of the two semi-hollows up, all I want to do is play like rockabilly stuff. I don't know. It's what the guitar is like screaming for me to play. Fantastic sound, playability is excellent. The starting from the left is a 6118T Diamond Anniversary. Very cool guitar. I traded that for a Fender Parallel Universe Dorado. Actually, I didn't trade it. I sold the Fender to buy this, which was great. The center is a Gretsch Jet. It had DeArmond pickups in it when I got it. Switched those out to TV Jones Classics, which massive improvement for me. Anyway, it's what I like. The 5422T on the right side is Korean. It's got stock Filtertrons in it. It has actually a genuine Bigsby on it, which I installed over the licensed version. Not that there's anything wrong with the licensed version, but kind of silly that way, I guess. I don't know. Everybody has a rosewood board. Everybody has a 12-inch radius. The necks are different. I'm not sure how Gretsch, what their profiles are, but the Jet and the 5422T on the right side, the neck shape is very similar. The 6118T on the left, it's a little beefier. Everything's super playable. The Jet and the 5422T, really fast necks. They all sound awesome. My only complaint is tuning stability, right? And everybody knows it. So I do what I can with it. I would like to play them live, the semi-hollows. I don't trust them to do what they're going to do with, changing temperatures, and sweating, and all that stuff. I don't know how they're going to consistently stay in tune. So we'll see what happens with those. But those are my Gretches. All right, and these are my studio basses, I guess. So the one on the left is a Squier Bass 6. I'd wanted one of these for a while. I couldn't find one at the price that I wanted to pay up until recently, so this is a relatively new acquisition as well. Really cool bass. It takes a little getting used to because of the string spacings, but a lot of tonal options with that bass. Really cool. I enjoy playing that thing quite a bit. I just had it set up, so it's a massive improvement over when I got it. The problem with these is they're notoriously out of intonation. There's steps that can be taken to remedy that, of course, but some are a lot worse than others, I guess. The Gretsch on the right, I don't know the number designation for this thing, but it's a long scale. It's really cool. I put on Diodario tape wounds and muted behind the bridge. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to simulate an upright bass or a double bass as best I could. I'm sure there's other things I could do, but as of right now, that's what I've got. Yeah, really cool basses. The Gretsch I use a lot on the recordings, and I haven't obviously been able to record with the Squier as I've just gotten it back from setup and haven't had it that long. But I'm looking forward to it. So those are my basses. All right, guys, let's talk amps real quick. I'll try and make this short as well. I have a lot of amps. I record with smaller amps. So you can see that Marshall off to the left of this Mesa a little bit. Next to that is a Fender Pro Junior from like the mid-90s, Tweed. I have a Blues Junior from the same era, right behind where I'm sitting. And I have a PV Classic 20, which is mic'd up now, which I've been doing some recording with. I'm not going to show you those. Told you about them. You've all seen them before. Nothing really special. That's what I record with. I don't record with the big amps anymore because, A, the studio is super small. I don't have a lot of space. And I can get the tones and the sound that I need out of the smaller amps. But live, we're going to look at this Mesa Transatlantic combo and extension cabinet. Now, it's my understanding that the Transatlantic in the combo form has been discontinued. I'm sure somebody can clarify that. But I found this on Craigslist, and I must have found it immediately after the guy posted it. And the price was insanely low. So I called him, told him I was coming, immediately cash in hand. The price was so good, you didn't even have to negotiate it. So I got that in an insane deal. It's a great sounding amp. It's actually really light. It doesn't have the original speaker in it. It's got a Celestion in it, which is fine. But it's a 2-channel amp. Both channels have reverb. The reverb is, okay. I found the extension speaker at Guitar Center, so I bought that. Really cool setup. It's light. It's compact enough where it fits in everything. It's a good live setup. Have the foot switch for it and everything. Really stoked I got that. Probably could use a tube change, but I haven't gotten that far with it. I've had it about a year and a half or something like that. But really cool. Really nice little rig. All right, so with that Mesa thing, I have a Mesa Blue Angel on top, which is one of my all-time favorite amps. Single channel. It's got the sickest reverb you will ever hear in an amplifier. Out of control drip. Out of control. This one's got some issues. I've had it a while. It probably needs to be taken in and gone through and checked. I know it needs tubes. There seems to be some dirty pots and stuff like that. The reverb has become intermittent. This is also cool because I don't know if you can see it on video, which I don't think you can. But let me see if I can jack this up here a little bit. On the control panel, on the far right side next to the standby and the power switch, there's a knob, and it's called progressive linkage. So for those of you who don't know what progressive linkage is on a Mesa Boogie, you can switch between EL84s or 6L6s, 6V6s, I'm sorry, or you can do Simulink, which is a combination of the two. Really cool feature. I'm an 84 guy, so I kind of go that route. It's on 6V6 now, but I usually do the 84s. But super cool amp. I always wanted one as a kid. And finally was able to get one. But really, really, really awesome amp. That's the Blue Angel on top. And underneath is my Mesa Heartbreaker. This is a very cool amp. This is brutal combo. Varies from 60 to 100 watt. 2-channel. Gain stages on both. Reverb, which is accessible through the back. It's not the best, but for what it is, it's pretty decent. This thing gets loud, really rich sound out of this thing. I don't use it a lot because it's super duper heavy, super heavy. It's almost heavier than my Super Reverb amp. 212s. These are the stock Mesa speakers in the Heartbreaker, as well as the Blue Angel. Awesome amp, love them. All right, this is my other live jammy. It's a monster, but it's worth it. It's our early 2000s Super Reverb reissue. I traded a Strat for this thing, and I am glad I did. Monster sound, super tone, really, really nice amp. It's got the kickback legs on it. It sounds phenomenal. Really clean condition for the age, I would think. And it's got all the original speakers in it. And the tremolo and reverb on this thing are just awesome. Onboard stuff always sounds better to me than pedals. And that's a benefit because if you have good onboard reverb and good onboard trem, it's 2 less things you got to bring. So to a gig, just add a little overdrive to this, and that's it. So it's heavy, a little inconvenient that way, but it's worth the struggle. Sounds super good. So those are the amps that I would use live. Less the Heartbreaker. I just showed you that because it was sitting underneath the Blue Angel. The Fender amp that you see is actually an extension cabinet. Not an extension cabinet. It's a Mojo Tone cabinet that houses a Blues Junior. I ordered that thinking it was going to be super cool. The speaker choice I picked, I didn't really care for, so that's just kind of holding the Super Reverb up right now. Super Reverb, Blue Angel, 4x10s, or that Transatlantic. Those 3 amps, you'll see me with live, one or the other.
Before I sign off, I'll show you my pedal board, what's currently on it. The bottom right is a Electro Harmonics tuner fed into my Mesa Flux Drive Overdrive, which is a fantastic pedal. Very versatile, get a lot out of it. Next to that is a EH-C9 organ pedal, very cool. Next to that is the Super O tremolo, really nice tremolo pedal. MXR Univibe. The top right is a Dan Electro Spring Cane. Got that pretty cheap and it fit on the board. My Surfy Bear does not fit on the board well, so I run that in conjunction with the Topanga, which is to the left of it, and I can kind of mimic the sound of the Surfy Bear, but that's just strictly for backup. If I'm playing the Super Reverb, I don't need it. If I'm playing the Mesa Boogie Blue Angel, I don't need it, but for the Transatlantic, I need it because the reverb on the Transatlantic is pretty weak. But that's that, and then to the left of that, and the last pedal is the MXR Micro Amp Plus, which I don't think I'd ever have a board without one of those on it. It's just a fabulous pedal, just richens the sound of the tone. It has a bass, a treble, and a gain knob on it. Really cool pedal. But that's it. I hope you guys weren't too bored, and please feel free to check us out at the 1911s.bandcamp.com, and check us out on Facebook, and we're streaming everywhere. So thanks, and I hope you enjoyed.